I know.
I don't know if that's being filmed, but I just need to go to the camera. How's that? Oh, too much.
Like, I just cry when I see little kids anyway. Like, Oh my god.
How do they say the car? Back of the pack,
Please be seated as Reverend Jackie Marquez, Dean of Religious and Spiritual Life, delivers the invocation and land acknowledgement.
Good morning. Let us share together, each in our own way, in a moment of reflection, prayer, and thanksgiving for the class of 2025. We come from many religious, spiritual, and philosophical traditions which speak to us, offering ancient guidance and strength. We are in the presence of our Creator, in the presence of our ancestors, and among friends. Sacred source of all that is good and beautiful and true, we give thanks for the generous support and encouragement of family, friends, staff, and faculty, and many mentors who have brought each student to this day. We give thanks for knowledge acquired and experience gained. The last 4 years have presented unexpected and unimaginable challenges for many of us. You brought us through them all, and for that we are deeply grateful. We pray that these graduates make decisions that lead each of them to a life of meaning, purpose, and joy. As they look towards the future, we ask for your wisdom and guidance to illuminate their path. Bless their families and all who love them. Holy One, we invite your gracious and loving presence to be among us now as we gather to reflect and rejoice. Amen. We continue our celebration with the reading of our Wellesley College Land Acknowledgement. We acknowledge that Wellesley College is built on ancestral and traditional land of the Massachusetts people. We also recognize that the United States removal, termination, and assimilation policies and practices resulted in the forced settlement of indigenous lands and the attempted erasure of indigenous cultures and languages. We further acknowledge the oppression, injustices, and discrimination that indigenous people have endured, and that there is much work to be done on the important journey to reconciliation. We commit to strengthen our understanding of the history and contemporary lives of indigenous peoples and to steward this land. We further recognize the many indigenous people living here today, including the Massachusetts, Wampanoag, and Nipmuc nations, who have rich ancestral histories in Wellesley and its surrounding communities. Today, their descendants remind us that they are still here, where they maintain a vital and visible presence. We honor and respect the enduring relationship between these peoples and this land, as well as the strength of indigenous culture and knowledge, the continued existence of tribal sovereignty, and the principle of tribal self-determination.
Thank you, Dean Marquez. On behalf of the trustees, faculty, staff, alumni, and our graduating seniors, I welcome you to the college's 147th commencement exercises. I was going to say on this stunning, beautiful day, but maybe beautiful is perfect. Members of the Green Class of 2025, this is your day. I hope each and every one of you can take immense pride in what you've accomplished. A life of great purpose awaits you, and you deserve it. Graduates, may this day also be a time of joy for you as you honor the friendships that have defined your time here. Look around you. You share an experience that no one else can claim. You did this together, and you will carry these friendships and memories throughout your life. This is also a time of gratitude, which brings me to all those who are here in loving support of our graduates, parents, families, friends, and loved ones, and of course, Wellesley staff and our esteemed faculty. It is impossible to fully grasp how much you have helped our graduates make this day a reality, and how proud you are to be sharing this moment with them. You have been champion and cheerleader, friend and confidant, anchor and advisor. You have given them the best advice you could, which is learn all you can, grow as individuals, and dream big. Students, please join me in a big thank you to all who have helped us make this day possible for you. Parents and families, I want to thank you especially for giving of yourself so freely to your students. Your sacrifices made it possible for your student to not only be here, but to thrive here. Speaking of selfless acts, I also have the great pleasure of welcoming a very special guest who is here today to celebrate one of our graduates, a graduate who saved her life. The guest is Bertha McKnight, or Miss Bertha as she's called. And Miss Bertha, at 80 years young, came all the way from Georgia to help cheer on class of 25 graduate Catherine Sneed. Last fall, Catherine was in Georgia doing research for her documentary when an island dock gangway collapsed and put Miss Bertha's life in danger. Catherine jumped into action to save Miss Bertha's life. So Miss Bertha, we are so glad that you are here, and Catherine, you are a shining example of the Wellesley ethos of serving others. Now let me turn directly to the class of 2025. Today we celebrate this milestone not just as a major academic achievement, but as a testament to who you've become, the way you've cared for each other, found purpose in community, and transformed every lesson into an opportunity to be a better person. You saw a world caught in persistent social, economic, technological, environmental, political, and geopolitical upheaval, and a missed heartache for those who were suffering, and a missed frustration with slow plotting of progress, or worse, its reversal. You stayed focused, gave your best in the classroom and beyond, and turned resilience into resolve. Living in a world where the ground beneath your feet seemed to be forever shifting, at Wellesley you not only found your balance, you excelled. And you leave here prepared to make a difference in the world. Now, from here forward, you will carry on a tradition that stretches back 150 years. It is a tradition, yes, of excellence, but also a tradition of pursuing a life in service to something bigger than yourselves. You become a part of a global community of Wellesley graduates, nearly 35,000 strong. And they are eager to help you. They stand ready to lift you up so that you can lift up others in return. Like you, they want to be a force for creating change in the world, and together you will help bring forward a future that we will all be proud of. So now it's time to celebrate the profound bonds you share with each other and with Wellesley College. You will always be part of this community. Class of 2025, you inspire us. This is your moment, and we salute you. Congratulations. So now, class of 2025, I'm pleased to invite on stage your class president, Sooahn, who will introduce today's student speaker.
Thank you, President Johnson. Hello, class of 2025. My name is Sooahn Lee, and it has been an incredible honor to serve as your class president these past 4 years at Wellesley College. As you may know, I've started many emails with this exact greeting since first year. Hello, class of 2025. But standing here today, I can't believe that things are finally coming to an end. In fact, just a couple days ago, I sat down to draft this speech, and it was hard. But what I do know is that today is a day to celebrate our achievements as a class and reflect on our time here. First, I would like to start off by taking a moment to recognize the people who have made all of the council activities possible behind the scenes. To our amazing council members, Yishan Huang, Catherine Mee, and Abby Frankel. Thank you for your unwavering dedication. To Christine Din and Amanda Kaufman from the Office of Student Involvement, thank you for being our reliable advisors. And to our SOFC officers, Catherine Dean, Penelope Gordon, and Annika Dutt, thank you for helping us bring our class events to life. And last but not least, to my mom and dad, who have always supported me and drove me around for council errands. Thank you. We, the class of 2025, are a unique class. We were the only class in Wellesley history to experience 5 different Marathon Mondays, and we were the last class to experience COVID-era Wellesley, and we worked to bring campus back to life when that became possible. It has been my greatest pleasure to share these experiences and many others with you all. Now, looking forward to what comes next, I know that many of us, with myself included, are facing a lot of uncertainty. But as you face that uncertainty, I ask you to remember 2 things. First, uncertainty is not new to us. We entered college amidst a global pandemic, and we made it here now. And second, you are capable of anything you set your mind to. Wellesley has prepared you well. Now, without further ado, I'm excited to introduce you to our 2025 Commencement student speaker. She's an economics major and a computer science minor, involved in Al-Muslimat, an Arab Students Alliance on campus. Many of her friends describe her as enthusiastic, thoughtful, and reflective. They say Nehal is persistent, resilient, humorous, and surprisingly, a pretty good dancer. It is my pleasure to invite you to the stage, Nehal Farghaly Elizabeth.
Good morning, President Johnson, Board of Trustees, distinguished guest Isabel Wilkerson, esteemed faculty, dedicated staff, beloved families, friends, and the incredible class of 2025. It is such an honor to stand before you today. This moment feels both surreal and deeply real. What we have dreamed about for years has come in a blink of an eye. Though today we sit side by side in caps and gowns, our stories began in different places across the world. Mine began at 8 a.m. at Cairo International Airport. 19-year-old me stood there, surrounded by my family, about to say goodbye. I tried to prepare myself for that moment. People say, once you pass the security checkpoint, don't look back. It will make saying goodbye easier. So I tried not to look back. I really did. But once I passed the checkpoint, I looked back at my family and at the life I had built for 19 years. It was everything I knew, and I needed to say goodbye one last time. That day, I stepped into the unknown. Just like all of us, not knowing what awaited us at Wellesley. And today, we are doing it again. Yeah. We are saying goodbye to our professors, our deans, our classmates, our friends, and our beautiful campus. We are leaving behind the life we have built these past 4 years, stepping into another unknown. And just like the first time we came to Wellesley, this goodbye carries a mix of emotions. Excitement for the new beginning, and a little trepidation about what's coming next. But these past 4 years have taught me that while I may feel deeply attached to what I left behind, everything I need is already within me. As we step into this new chapter full of choices and challenges, I want us to reflect on what Wellesley has left within us. Not just a degree, but a way of seeing the world. Not just the skills, but a mindset to guide us wherever we go. First, to navigate the unknown, we must be curious. We have to be willing to ask, what's possible? What's out there? Who am I becoming? At Wellesley, we have seen curiosity embraced in every corner of campus, where all questions are welcomed. When a student says, "I'm not sure if this is a good question to ask," but professors immediately respond, "Every question is worth asking." Whether in STEM labs or humanities seminars, our faculty welcomed our questions because they were asking their own, too. Here, curiosity wasn't just encouraged, it was contagious. It became our way of exploring the world and ourselves. Second, to face the unknown, we must be courageous. We have to be willing to take the first step, to start in a new city, to speak up in a first work meeting, to admit when we are confused, and to keep going when the path ahead is unclear. We didn't just talk about courage at Wellesley, we embraced it. It was walking into office hours and saying, "I don't understand this, but I want to." It was raising your hand in a room full of brilliant voices to share an idea you weren't sure was good enough. It was getting into a lab or a studio you didn't feel ready for, but showing up anyway. It was taking on a leadership role you were hesitant to accept, but choosing to lead anyway. Third, to move through the unknown, we must have perspective. We have to be able to zoom out, to make sense of complexity, and to hold multiple truths at once. Wellesley did not let us live in a bubble. We studied computer science, classics, environmental science, and political theory. A STEM major wrote a paper on post-colonial literature. A humanities major solved a physics problem. And through it all, we were supported, challenged, and taken seriously. That's what makes Wellesley unique. We do not belong to one discipline. We belong wherever knowledge lies. That kind of intellectual rigor doesn't just prepare us for careers. It prepares us for complexity. It teaches us to see connections others might miss, to think across boundaries, and to adapt when the path ahead is unclear. Fourth, to thrive in the unknown, we must believe in our limitlessness. We have to be bold enough to ask, why not? And even more powerfully, why not me? At Wellesley, so many possibilities. At Wellesley, so many possibilities began with that simple question. We saw it in the friend who applied for a prestigious fellowship and got it, not because they were certain, but because they dared to believe they could. We saw it in the classmate who pursued a research project no one else had done, simply because they thought, why not me? That mindset, that quiet conviction that we are just as capable, just as worthy, is one of the most valuable things Wellesley has given us. And we have seen it in the alums who came before us. the ones who sat in these same seats and went on to break barriers, write laws, cure diseases, and make a difference in the world. Now, what I know for certain is that we are ready. We are ready to face the uncertainty life will bring, equipped with the mindset, the values, and the resilience we cultivated here. The world beyond this campus will test what we have learned. There will be moments of confusion, difficult decisions to make, and limits placed in front of us. In those moments, I hope we remember who we are. I hope we remember the strengths we carry as individuals and the power we hold as a community. It took more than just our own strengths to reach this moment. So let's take a moment to honor the people who helped us get here, our families, our friends, and all of the loved ones cheering us on, whether they are sitting here in person or watching from afar. 2 weeks. Two weeks before leaving for college, my parents came into my room, and for the first time in my life, I saw apprehension in their eyes. They told me to take care of myself. That was it. Simple words. But I could hear everything behind them: their love, their pride, and their uncertainty. I'm the first woman in my family to ever travel abroad, let alone to pursue higher education across the world. It was unfamiliar to me, but even more unfamiliar for them. And yet, they let me go, supporting me every step of the way. That kind of courage, the courage to let go, to support our dreams, even when it meant facing the unknown yourselves, is something we will always be grateful for. To every parent, sibling, grandparent, guardian, teacher, and friend, thank you for believing in us and for loving us through every step of this journey. We love you. And I would like to translate that thank you note to my parents in my native language. شكراً لدعمكم وحبكم لي أنا وإخواتي. إحنا بنحبكم. Finally, contrary to the advice I was given when leaving home, I urge us all to pause today and look back. Look back at the life you built here, every challenge you met, every fear you faced. You were growing stronger every day. Look back at the friendships you formed, the late-night talks, the shared struggles, the laughter that carried you through. We entered as students and left us something far greater, siblings in one family. Look back at how far you have come, not just in achievements, but in the person you have become. Take this moment to celebrate yourself. Then, take a deep breath and know you are ready. We earned it. We have arrived. And I can't wait to see where we go next. Congratulations, class of 2025!
Nehal, thank you so much for sharing that powerful and meaningful and important message to your class. So next, it's a privilege to award the Pinanski Prize for Excellence in Teaching, which is presented each year at Commencement to honor members of our faculty who have demonstrated excellence as educators. As the class of 2025 can attest, and as I can affirm, Wellesley's faculty are central to our excellence as an institution in so many ways. They are educators and mentors, deeply committed to our students' success. And they are outstanding researchers, scholars, and artists who not only advance their fields, but contribute to our community, filling their classrooms, labs, and studios with the spirit of experimentation and inspiration, bringing rigor and creativity to all they do. Their ranks are filled with those who take great pride in making a profound difference in the lives of our students. And we see the results today, a sea of graduates who have achieved breakthroughs, both academic and personal. So for a faculty member to be singled out for this prize, it is a tremendous achievement, and one that earns the admiration of our entire community. We thank you for your commitment to the education of class of 2025, and according to the rules for the prize, the finalists are selected by a student-faculty committee on the basis of nominations from students, faculty, and staff. So I would like each faculty member to stand when their name is called and then join me on stage while I read excerpts from each of their citations. John Goss. Associate Professor of Biological Sciences. Flavia Laviosa. Senior Lecturer in Italian Studies. And Rachel Dayette Workema, Lecturer in Economics. I will now read the citations for each of our honorees, beginning with John Goss. Associate Professor of Biological Sciences, John Goss's patience and true respect for his students, as one of them wrote, distinguish him as a mentor who inspires a genuine love for research and learning. Professor Goss individually challenges his students, they say, and encourages them to test their limits, while at the same time creating a deeply supportive research environment where every mistake can become another learning opportunity. One student said, Professor Goss intentionally pushes students on their answers, teaching us to confidently stand by our understanding of biological processes. And he does far more than oversee their research, another student said. He works side by side with them to ensure they gain a multitude of technical skills and leave his class with the confidence to approach even the most difficult scientific problems. For empowering his students to discover the complexities of science and their own unlimited potential, it is an honor to present John Goss with the Anna and Samuel Pinanski Teaching Prize. I will now read the citation for Flavia Laviosa. Flavia Laviosa, senior lecturer in Italian studies, is a gifted teacher of language and culture and a beloved mentor who devotes herself fully to each of her students. She lives by the principle that no student should be left behind, and this was said by multiple students. She would not give up on us, and even more importantly, she would not let us give up on ourselves, said one. Flavia Laviosa's students praise her for her incredible enthusiasm and passion for teaching her native tongue, and for giving them independence and ownership of their individual learning paths. One student sums it up this way: her classes are rigorous yet playful, intellectually rich yet warmly human. We don't just become better learners, we become a community. At the end of every class, she celebrates each individual student's skills with a bright exclamation, "Brava!" For her insistence that every student can and deserves to succeed, we offer Flavia Laviosa our communal and heartfelt brava. It is an honor to present her with the Anna and Samuel Pinanski Teaching Prize. I will now read the citation for Rachel Dayette, Workema. Rachel Dayette Workema, lecturer in economics, simultaneously illuminates the intricacies of her field and makes her teaching relevant to her students' interests and passions. As one student put it, she encourages us to search for real-life applications of our coursework and think about the economic forces shaping our everyday life. Students appreciate her clever and creative ability to craft rigorous problem sets that are somehow still a joy to complete. Like a question about taxes and subsidies framed around a popular TV show, or one that tested students' understanding of of an indifference curve using life in the residence halls. As a mentor who exudes warmth and wisdom, she is known for always weaving an economics lesson alongside her thoughtful advice. For inspiring her students to embrace the challenges and explore the deeper meaning of economics, it is an honor to present Rachel Dayette Workema with the annual and Samuel Pinanski Teaching Prize. Congratulations again to our 2025 Pinanski Prize winners. You may now return to your seats. Next, it is our tradition at commencement to announce the names of faculty being recognized with new appointments to endowed chairs. Today, we recognize 10 faculty members. An appointment to an endowed chair is a significant milestone in the academic life of a professor. It recognizes scholarly distinction and honors service to the college and to one's profession. I will ask these faculty to stand and remain standing so that we can congratulate them. Please hold your applause until I've read the names of all of the distinguished faculty members. Manish Arora, Jane Bishop, 51, class of 51, Associate Professorship in political science. Don Elmore, Denise Kellen, class of '68, chair in the health sciences. Tracy Gleason, Nellie Zuckerman Cohen and Ann Cohn-Heller, professorship in health sciences. Tom Hodge, Andrew W. Mellon chair in the humanities. Patrick McEwen, Marshall I. Goldman, professorship in economics. Daniela Rivera, Luella Lemaire Slainer, professorship in Latin American studies. Orit Scher, Michael and Denise Kellen, class of '68, chair in the sciences. Mingwei Song, the Mei Ling Sung Professorship in Chinese Studies, and Julie Walsh, Whitehead Associate Professorship of Critical Thought, and Youngmin Lee, Knopfel Assistant Professor of Social Science. Congratulations to each of you. Today, we also honor our faculty who are retiring this year. Their many years of service have strengthened this community, enriched and sustained the excellence of our academic enterprise, and set generations of our students on paths of purpose. All who have worked with them, students, staff, and fellow faculty, have been made better by their experience. From generous collaboration with their colleagues, to providing a transformative impact as teachers and mentors, to the role they have played in building an inclusive and caring campus. Along with their many decades of service to the college, they have made significant and lasting contributions in instruction, research, and creative work, critically advancing scholarship and discovery in their respective areas of study. Though we will miss them, they will always be part of Wellesley. With that, it is my great honor to recognize these faculty members who have all distinguished themselves and served the college with excellence. Retiring faculty, please stand while I read your names, and everyone please hold your applause to the end. Kristen Butcher, Marshall I. Goldman Professor of Economics, 19 years of service. Angela Carpenter, Associate Professor of Cognitive and Linguistic Sciences, 19 years of service. William Joseph, Professor of Political Science, 45 years of service. Margaret Kane, Denise Kellen, 68, Professor in the Health Sciences and Professor of Psychology, 29 years of service. Ellen Widmer, Mei Ling Sung, Professor of Chinese Studies and Professor of East Asian Studies, 18 years of service. And Paul Wink, Nellie Zuckerman Cohen and Ann Cohn-Heller, Professor of Health Sciences and Professor of Psychology, 32 years of service. Please accept our deepest gratitude for your many years of service. Thank you again for your many years of service and for the profound impact you have had on your students and on this community. So, class of 2025, I now have the distinct privilege of introducing our commencement speaker, celebrated author and Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, Isabel Wilkerson. Her books, The Warmth of Other Suns, The Epic Story of America's Great Migration, and Caste, The Origins of Our Discontents, document the universal human story of migration and reinvention, and provide us with, as one critic put it, the missing puzzle piece of our country's history. Ms. Wilkerson's writing has forever changed how we view the United States, shedding new light on the deeply embedded hierarchies that have divided us as a nation, while also celebrating the agency and indomitable hope of Black Americans. Class of 2025, I know you will learn so much from her words of wisdom. Her distinguished career has been defined by her principled scholarship, exhaustive research, and a fearless pursuit of truth. And her interdisciplinary approach to unearthing the systems of oppression and inequality remind us of the transformative power of a liberal arts education. At a moment when our democracy feels threatened, Ms. Wilkerson gives voice to some of the most vulnerable and most invisible among us, at the same time connecting us through what we have in common. As she has said so eloquently, in the end, nothing matters until I can see from the perspective of the human heart. A true pathbreaker, Ms. Wilkerson won the Pulitzer Prize in 1994 as Chicago bureau chief of the New York Times, making her the first Black woman in the history of American journalism to win the Pulitzer Prize, and at age 33, no less. And she is the first Black journalist to win for individual reporting. She has also received many other honors, including the National Humanities Medal presented by President Barack Obama. A graduate of Howard University, Ms. Wilkerson has lectured on narrative nonfiction at Harvard University and has taught at Princeton, Emory, and Boston universities. Maybe we need to add Wellesley to that list. Just weeks ago, she was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. Isabel Wilkerson, as a catalyst for social change and one of the most influential chroniclers of our country's complicated history, you embody Wellesley's mission to make a difference in the world. We are so honored to have you as our class of 2025 commencement speaker. Please help me welcome Isabel Wilkerson.
Good morning. Thank you, President Johnson, for your kind and generous welcome. Thank you to the Board of Trustees and to everyone who made this day possible. Congratulations to every parent, grandparent, step-parent, foster parent, godparent, aunt, uncle, sibling, and loved one, and every member of the faculty and staff gathered here to cheer on the graduates this morning. And most importantly, congratulations to the Wellesley class of 2025. Here we are on this magnificent day. The sun came up in the east and it's back out now. The sky is protecting us from above. The earth is firm beneath our feet. The songbirds are somewhere out there performing in the distance. And here you are, having completed the requirements to graduate from this legendary institution. Let us not take any of this for granted. Let us sit with the glory of this day. Now, I did my research on Wellesley traditions, and I discovered that your class color is green, my mother's favorite. Thus, I am wearing green slingbacks and green earrings in your honor. So before I say another word, I want you, the glorious green class of 2025, to give yourselves a hand. You applied to Wellesley in the before times, in the depths of the pandemic, and arrived on this campus in the waning last hours of masking and testing. Yet you set about your work despite the disruptions and the uncertainties of our era. I am sure that many of us might secretly wish that our lives had intersected with a different timeline. Why did our trajectories have to collide with the global pandemic, with existential climate change, and with dystopian upheaval across the planet in our own country? Why did all that we're seeing have to happen on our watch? Why now, and why us? I would suggest that there is a reason why the things we are witnessing are happening in our exact time on this planet, because we are the ones who are made for this moment. We are not in the situation we're facing because we can't handle it. We're in the situation that we're facing precisely because we can. For some reason that only the universe knows, we are exactly where we are supposed to be in the flow of human existence. It will be up to each of us to figure out what we each uniquely can bring to this moment when the planet and the species need us most. As we have seen in we've seen so much in our era, we may have thought that the freedoms that we were accustomed to were etched in granite and settled for all time. Yet history tells us otherwise. We've seen that history is not a straight line of inevitability. History is a pendulum whose swings of progression require constant monitoring and vigilance, and whose advancements require constant protection. The question is, what do each of us do when we as individuals enter the erratic timeline of history? What do we choose to do with the power that we individually and collectively have to make this a better world for ourselves and for those who follow behind us? What will history say that we did when faced with the tests of our age? History is not the long ago actions of bold-faced names from centuries past. History is what each and every one of us did before the moment that we are in. History is what each of you, every single one of you, is destined to make. Somewhere at this commencement is the woman who could forestall the next pandemic. Somewhere in this commencement is someone who could lead us to cures for Alzheimer's and cancers and help save a rapidly warming planet or heal a divided nation and species. Every song ever written, every skyscraper ever built, every feat of engineering, every invention we now take for granted exists because someone imagined what, to that moment, had never existed. I ask that you imagine a world free of strife and division, a world of peace and belonging for all of humanity. No pressure, but we all know that you leave this beautiful campus with the very highest of expectations given your legendary academic lineage. Your soon-to-be alma mater has produced 2 secretaries of state, one who famously became the first woman to run for president as a major party candidate. Multiple ambassadors, acclaimed journalists, judges, astronauts, physicians, lawyers, opera singers, artists, and composers. I am convinced that every successful person arrives at their success because they discovered their singular gift to humanity, that their gift coincided with their unstoppable passions, and that both their gift and their passion intersected with the needs of the world, as with you as you go out into the world. We will never know when we'll be called to make history. We may not recognize when history greets us. We may not anticipate the obstacles that the universe tests us with on our path to becoming who we were always meant to be. I hope that you might take some comfort in my own search to understand history. The book that you know me from, The Warmth of the Suns, might not have existed had I listened to the people who told me it couldn't be done. It took me 15 years to complete that book. It took so long that I often say if that book were a human being, it would be in high school and dating. That is how long it took me to write that book. It was exactly 30 years ago at this point, I know 30 years, you can hardly believe it, I can hardly believe it. It was exactly 30 years ago that I began researching this great migration of 6 million Black Southerners who fled the Jim Crow South for the rest of the country during much of the 20th century. They were proxies for someone in all of our families who crossed the Atlantic, crossed the Pacific Ocean, crossed the Rio Grande in hopes that they might find a better place for themselves and a place that they'd never seen. They were defecting in the Great Migration. They were defecting a world so arcane, the Jim Crow South, that it was against the law for a Black person and a white person to merely play checkers together in Birmingham. This was a world that was so arcane that there was actually a black Bible and altogether separate white Bible to swear to tell the truth on in court. This is the world that they were fleeing. They were seeking political asylum from that world. I remember telling people back then what I was doing, and some people didn't get it. They were saying, well, what is there to say? They left. What else is there to say? But that only fueled my determination. I told people that I was looking for seniors who had left the South from World War I to the 1970s. And someone said to me, you'll never find anybody from World War I. Proving them wrong became yet another part of my mission. I was going to prove them wrong. I went to senior centers in Los Angeles, Mississippi clubs in Chicago, and Baptist churches in Brooklyn, where everyone was from South Carolina. I was hoping to convince these elders to talk with me about their role in history, except that official-sounding language I was using was not working. It turns out that history does not happen in the neatly drawn lines of treaties and legislation. It begins in the agitated hearts of everyday souls, like all of us here, yearning to breathe free. The people of this great migration have lessons for all of us, even now. The decisions that they made, the individual decisions that they made, reshaped every city that they fled to and put pressure on the South to eventually set aside the formal machinery of the caste system that it had set up. This movement brought us jazz. It brought us Motown, R&B, and hip hop. It produced some of the most recognizable names in American culture, from Toni Morrison and Aretha Franklin to Prince and John Coltrane. Yet the people who had lived this did not see themselves as part of any grand history. They did not attach a name to their decision to leave all that they'd known for a place that they'd never seen in hopes of being free. They saw what they had done as merely the best among the limited options that they had before them in their era. This search then became like a race against time. These people were approaching their 80s and 90s, so it just so happened that contrary to the naysayer I mentioned, I actually managed to find a World War I veteran in Chicago. He turned 100 years old shortly after I met him. I thought it would be nice to get him a birthday card, and so I found one from Hallmark that said, "Happy 100th. Talk about optimism." In those days, if I asked anybody if they were part of the Great Migration, no hands went up. But if I asked how many had come up from the South, how many had taken made that one decision, then every hand would go up, along with knowing laughter. Sometimes you cannot see history when you're making it. They were fully aware that a mass uprooting was going on, but they couldn't have seen the magnitude of their private decisions and that they had no grand title for it. But because they were in the middle of it, they could not have seen how one person added to another person, multiplied by millions could become a liberation movement on its own. Together, these people who had virtually nothing were able to do what the Emancipation Proclamation was not able to do. These people, by their actions, were able to do what a president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, could not do. These people, by their actions, were able to do what the powers that be, North and South, could not or would not do. They freed themselves in a leaderless revolution. They turned a captive people in the South into people spread out across the country for the first time since its founding. All of this arose from the single decision of individuals who made history without realizing it. That means that we each have more power than we may have allowed ourselves to believe. It means that we each have the power to make history. You, in particular, at this moment, have the power to make history. Now is a time when people often are looking for hope, and I sometimes have a hard time with this word because there's sometimes so little in human conflict, war, and aggression over the centuries to give concrete reasons for hope. But the thing that keeps me going is this. Every single one of us here, every single one of us on this planet is here because the ancestors of all of us found a way to somehow survive war, famine, drought, floods, depression, plagues, and pestilence, upheavals of every kind. Not one of us would be here if they had not found a way to survive. Every single one of us is the product of every single decision that every single ancestor throughout our lineage ever made. We each have been given a code of instructions for survival deep in our marrow. How can we harness the wisdom of the ancients to survive and to transcend humanity's current upheavals? I believe that you will find that path. Your education does not end today. This is only the beginning. And I know that our future is brighter now that you are bringing your gifts your extraordinary gifts, your passion and brilliance to the world. So I want to leave you with the words of Richard Wright, who was one of those people who was part of the Great Migration. He journeyed from Chicago to Mississippi in 1927 at the age of 19, what I consider to be the migration age, crossing barriers, crossing boundaries, facing uncertainties as you are at that milestone in his life. He wrote these words as a whisper, as a prayer to anyone at a turning point, as a whisper to those of us alive today to imagine a future that we cannot now see, but that we can have faith is possible. He wrote, "I was leaving the South to fling myself into the unknown. I was taking a part of the South to transplant in alien soil, to see if it could grow differently, if it could drink of new and cool rains, bend in strange winds, respond to the warmth of other suns, and perhaps, just perhaps, to bloom. May you bloom in both darkness and in light, and may God bless you, the class of 2025, as you go forth to a world that awaits you. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Ms. Wilkerson, for that both inspiring and powerful message. To the great green class of 2025, congratulations once again. Now, coming to Wellesley College was a particularly large leap of faith for you. Amidst the pandemic in the fall of 2020 and the winter and spring of 2021, we couldn't welcome our applicants for tours and visits, and most of you chose Wellesley sight unseen. But there was another leap of faith in choosing the kind of education we offer here, an education in the liberal arts, including the humanities, social sciences, and math and science. The term liberal education dates back to ancient Rome and refers to an education that benefits people of liberty, those free to decide their own destinies, free to explore the world around them, free to express themselves. Today, the United States is a country in deep disagreement about the value of higher education, especially a liberal arts education. In fact, there's no agreement on whether colleges and universities are hurting or helping our nation. 1/3 of Americans now say that they have little to no confidence in us. One of the main concerns they cite is a failure to teach relevant skills. Now, I would say that this represents a utilitarian view of higher education, which argues that it should be a highly focused form of preparation for employment. The problem with this view is that it fails to account for the rapid advancement of science, medicine, technology, and society itself, which is constantly changing, which requires a different kind of education. I think of Erna Schneider Hoover of the class of 1948, who said that her Wellesley education prepared her for a career that did not yet exist. She majored in philosophy at Wellesley and went on to earn a doctorate in philosophy and mathematics at Yale. Because the tenure track in academia was largely closed to married women in the 50s, she joined Bell Labs, which was working to computerize mechanical call switching. Ernest sketched out a plan for this while in the hospital giving birth and earned one of the first software patents ever issued, as well as membership to the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Graduates, you too are prepared for careers that do not yet exist. This is what the practical view of education doesn't capture. You have received an education in curiosity, critical thinking, connecting despite differences, and communicating persuasively that represents a kind of meta-power applicable to almost any endeavor. It allows for self-reinvention whenever a new opportunity appears. Now, of course, not everyone believes that the purpose of higher education is purely practical. Some cultural critics have argued that the point of your time here is learning canonical knowledge that you will then share with other educated people all over the world. In this view, a familiarity with Beowulf and quantum entanglement is the secret handshake that will admit you to the club. I much prefer the quiet but powerful definition of value proposed by Maud Hazeltine Chaplin, class of 1956, and Professor Emerita of Philosophy. After being appointed Dean of the College in the late 1970s, she said, "We shall be graduating students who perceive education as a perpetual process, not as a preface to their lives, but as a companion." Indeed, Wellesley does graduate students with the intellectual humility to understand that there is always more to learn and the outsized confidence that they can learn something entirely new. I believe that the main value of a liberal arts education is the values it encompasses, and therefore it imparts. At Wellesley, we seek truth and understanding that there is such a thing as truth, even though the search for it may never end. We perceive what our second president, Alice Freeman Palmer, called the wealth that lies in differences. We acknowledge that we grow when we encounter people who are unlike us in perspectives and experiences and begin to consider all that we have in common. At Wellesley, we know that teaching and research are part of the fabric of the college, and that students and their professors are explorers together, searching for knowledge. We also believe that academic freedom is essential if those explorations are going to contribute to something new to humanity. The concept of academic freedom was codified at the beginning of the 19th century by the intellectual founders of the first modern research university, the Humboldt University of Berlin. They argued that the pursuit of pure knowledge, essential to the purpose of a university, requires freedom. They cautioned that the state is never anything but an impediment as soon as it meddles directly in the production of knowledge. As you all know, we are in the midst of a degree of meddling that colleges, American colleges and universities, have not seen since the McCarthy era in the late 40s and 50s. But academic freedom means that no one can force any member in this community to accept ideas that contradict the evidence or their best judgment. It's astonishing that it now takes courage to defend this principle, but this is a moment that calls for courage. Graduates, you have spent 4 years at Wellesley, breathing an atmosphere of freedom, and you may not appreciate how truly free you are until you spend time in environments where speaking one's mind is not always wise, not always rewarded, not always respected. Nonetheless, I hope you've developed a taste for freedom that you will never, ever give up. Historian Timothy Snyder worries that here in the US, we define freedom too negatively, as the absence of oppression, as the absence of too much meddling. But he considers this just the necessary condition for freedom, not freedom itself. As he sees it, if we want to be free, we will have to affirm, not just deny. Freedom is about knowing what we value and bringing it to life. When I think of someone who embodies that positive idea of freedom, I think about one of the most important artists ever to emerge from Wellesley College, Lorraine O'Grady, class of 1955. Now, some of you may have met her when she came to campus last year for a retrospective of her work. I am so glad that Wellesley had the chance to both host and embrace her before she passed away last December. As a Wellesley student, Lorraine majored in economics and minored in Spanish literature. She got married, had a child during college, and went on to graduate. She then worked for the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, which she called the fanciest of bureaus, where the intellectuals were. She was the first Black woman, as well as the first Wellesley student of any race, to pass the exam that landed her the job. She then moved to the State Department, where she was an intelligence analyst. But Lorraine's intellect and curiosity exceeded her work as an analyst. She had more to say. She went to the Iowa Writers' Workshop and started on a novel. And for a while, she ran a successful translation agency in Chicago. Then she moved to New York City and became a rock critic for the Rolling Stone and the Village Voice. Then a friend in trouble asked her to take over a course he was supposed to teach at the School of Visual Arts. Lorraine so loved the physical and mental atmosphere of art school that she decided to learn more about conceptual art. At the age of 45, she suddenly understood. I have had these ideas all the time. I just didn't know that they were art. What followed was a remarkable career as a conceptual and performance artist that culminated with a retrospective entitled Both And. Both and is, of course, the generous opposite of either or. What Lorraine's trajectory shows us is that a liberal arts education can take you anywhere in life. Her power was that she understood that. She too was both and. Timothy Snyder sees becoming individuals as the great task of positive freedom. But he also believes that the wisest way to secure our own precious freedom is to make sure that such freedom extends to all. Wellesley's founders, Henry and Pauline Durant, would agree. They intended a Wellesley education to prepare women for great conflicts, for vast reforms in social life, for noblest usefulness. They expected Wellesley women to fight for freedom and justice and health and opportunity. And Wellesley women have done just that over and over for the past 150 years in many individual ways. I think of Catherine Lee Bates of the Wellesley class of 1880. After winning a writing prize, Catherine studied at Oxford for 2 years before returning to Wellesley to teach English literature and earn a master's degree. While at Wellesley, she published fiction, nonfiction, and poetry in the New York Times and the Atlantic. At the same time, she participated actively in the civic life around her, co-founding a settlement house in Boston, Denison House, designed to help the urban immigrant poor. After a trip west, she wrote the poem, America the Beautiful, which would become, as you know, one of the country's most beloved patriotic songs and a Wellesley anthem of sorts. Catherine Lee Bates dwelled among spacious skies. Her Wellesley education allowed that. Graduates, I hope you too always see the spacious skies above. Like the Wellesley alums who came before you, each one of you is a true original. During your time here, we have done our best to help you find your voice. Use it with confidence wherever you go. Take a creative approach to life. Make things, build things, fix things. Find what you value and stay true to those values. Enjoy your freedom and spread that freedom wherever you can. Stay brave, and we can expect very great things from you. Thank you. Provost Coyle will now present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
In the Commencement program, we've listed awards and prizes earned by many of our seniors. Although we will not read these honors as we call names for diplomas, we draw the attention of families and friends to this list and invite you to share our pride in the many achievements of these students.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please stand?
Madam President, it is the privilege of my office to present to you, on behalf of the faculty of Wellesley College, these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
By authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, vested in the Board of Trustees, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and admit you to all the rights, dignities, and responsibilities of that degree.
Carlotta Yvonne Abascal. Naima Ali Abdirahman. Arzi Ablagieva. Cecilia Adame Alvear. Shar Burke Adams. Denise Aguilar Sarmiento. Melanie Albanese. Hannah Albrecht. Ashade Altine. Michelle Amarsana. Stephanie Alexandra Amaya. Bijan Chanel Anderson. Kariba Anifueshe. Juna Apel Riel. Daisy Apiakube. Isabel Urea. Gracie Arstil. Rahanuma Ahmed Uroshi. Marley Arlene Uwilda Osbrooks. Miriam Ba. Sarah Renee Bacall. Lara Valdez Duque Ibero. Marilyn Mary Baldonado Gonzalez. Sydney Nashay Barnes. Kennedy Barnes. Charlotte Grace Barron. Caroline Berry. Ahana Basu. Maya Benway. Verlaine Bergeret. Delia Azucena Bermejo. Smitha Bhagavathula. Dechen Puming. Rebecca Villegas. Ali Bichonga. Lilia Rosa Bixson. Jamilia Bilyalova. Simone Soleil Zofia Gray Magunda Blanquera. Katie Rhiannon Block. Maya Esther Blumenthal. Nislaí del Carmen Bolaños. Laya Bombaretti. Austin Brandt Budell. Ryan Boone. Akasha Brandel Brumbat. Alexandra Nicole Breedlove Priestley. Lalela Rose Bridwell. Sarah Kiran Brown. Lila Tamar Bruston. Ivy Louisa Buck. Laura Volness. Makana Inthi Birch. Lauren Emily Bergen. Eve Butterworth. Ava Bazio. Kaylee Cacho Negrete. Mia Michelle Cadena Vasquez. Cecilia Anlusai. Kaylee Capio. Mackenzie Lynn Carter. Adriana Maria Castillo Perez. Nora Catlin. Sana Khadija Shakur. Emily Elizabeth Chang. Zoe Chang. Mia Zonglin Chow. Cielo Miketzli Chavarria Garcia. Levi Chavez Valencia. Annie Chen. Becky Chen. Phoenix Chen. Clarice Chen. Sophia Chang. Prinithi Chintalapudi. Vaishu Chintham. Hannah Cho. Sarah Chiraparith. Miranda Catherine Christ. Shui Singh Chua. Karis Victoria Chung. Amelia Annette Clark. Emma Ashley Cohen. Jessica Mary Caruth Cohen. Casey Cole. Julia Collins. Rory Martell Conlin. Kimberly Corante Guerra. Karen Cordova. Nora Cornell. JC Polly Kodakispe. Madison Courtney. Abby Couture. Maya Camille Cowan. Addison Grace Craig. Emily Sarahi Cruz. Krishangi Dundapure. Melissa Daniels. Nina Davalos. Noelle Davis. Sanaya Dawn. Emma Grace Dean. Catherine Sophia Dean. Ava DeCastro. Allison de la Cruz. Angelica Delgado Navarro. Yildiz Darren-Cook. Amelia Deschmuck. McLean Hearn Desmond. Evelyn Catherine DeVos. Alicia Dooland. Aaron Dickinson. Bryn Lindsay Dickman. Haidia Didier. Allison Moore Dixon. Luna Doe. Grace Dodd. Emily Maddox Doyle. Jennifer E. Doyle. Eleanor Dunn. Sylvette Hortense Lucienne Dupé Vété Congolo. Laura Dines. Gwendolyn Eckel. Lucia Edmonds. Alina Tandon Edwards. Emma Kelly Edwards. Sam Elliott. Danielle Katie Ellis. Sidra Lucas Hennessy Ashozier. Juliana Rose Escobedo. Winnie Espinoza. Micah Inez Eustache. Nkechi Darlene Ezram. Olawatunmi Faladin. Nehal Farghaly El Cosby. Rachel Uesine Fay. Adriana Maria Feldman. Sabrina Olivia Feldman. Reina Beatriz Fernando. Shelby Frances Ferris. Lauren Janali Whitaker Fisher. Aoife Fitzgerald. Hallie James Amelia Fletcher. Catherine Ayumi Fong. Elizabeth Forbush. Elena Fox. Carter Frame. Abigail Sawyer Frankel. Lily Friedman. Naya Freeney. Alexa Franzak Lewis. Sabrina Frusco. Karen Violet Fukuda. Isabella First. Heather Victoria Gager Rodriguez. Ava Isabella Harris Galbraith. Morgan Gallegos. Maeve Galvin. Chantria Sofia Garcia. Shay Gardner. Sarah Geist. Arushi Ghosh. Isabella Gilmartin. Kelly Giudici. Lucy Goldberg. Sarah Ha-Young Goldman. Daniela Gonzalez. Fernanda Gonzalez. Laura Celeste Gonzalez. Sancha Martina Manabat Gonzalez. Penelope Lane Gordon. Sarah Kathleen Griffin. Sadie Grace Griffith. Hannah Savannah Grimmett. Ariana Groover Landis. Gal Guillermo. Gwyneth Gunawan. Miraya Gupta. Neha Gupta. Ellie Georgios Gorgliatos. Karen Sitlali Gutierrez. Ren Hadley Hager. Alexa Michelle Halim. Ayana Hampton. Olivia Hankin Arlen. Zhu Meng Hao. Nora Haraki. Takami Hirano. Hannah Ruth Harmon. Eleanor Jo Harris. Maya Rose Hart. Emily Hu. Ekao Hu. Eleanor Marie Hemingway. Su Min Ho. Miriam Angelica Hernandez. Caroline Celeste Hervey. Audrey Jamie Higley. Natalie Yurknan Ho. Kay Huang. Song Huang. Carolyn Hall. Grace Daniel Holmes. Juliet Spencer Holmes. Chung-un Bona Hong. Lorena Horn. Emily Ho. Miranda Ho. Ting Jen She. Xiaofeng Xu. Kimberly Shrey. Marissa Hu. Anna Jia Ying Huang. Carrie Huang. Elizabeth Huang. Yishang Huang. Heidi Win. Sophie Soo-hyung Huang. Caitlin Rose Anuma Ibe. Habieli Ishmata Shaf. Toriana Monique Jackson. Icy Waritsi Jaidi. Vaibavi Jeriuth James. Ye-Woon Jung. Shirley G. Alexis Jang. Melanie Amarilis Jimenez. Elia Jin. Nicole Min-young Jo. Lila Haverland Jaffe. Claire Johnson. Penelope Johnson. Sophia Jones. Esther Joseph. Penelope Alexa Juarez. Caroline Ji Hyun Jung. Ayelet Kaminer. Ashley Yuna Kang. Gabriella Victoria Karch. Anjali Karki. Tista Kasargad. Frances Bella Kaiser. Colette Larkin Kennedy. Allison Laurel Kenny. Grace Elizabeth Kessler. Sana Kesser Khan. Dia Kuna. Natasha Koso. Jasmine Koo. Elizabeth Grace Yeun Kim. Jungju Kim. Precious Kim. Soohyung Sally Kim. Isabella Yuhi Kim Latona. Catherine Amelia Knight. Matson Grace Knowles. Elizabeth Kern. Jade Kazu Consular. Allison Grace Koziars. Anna Kraber. Zoe Kronberg. Hadley Rose Kronick. Esme Ingrid Krummel. Zara Kulatonga. Maya Takahashi Kushner. Alexandra Anne-Marie Cuisin. Allison Josephine McGowan Kairouz. India Beatrice Constance Lacey. Meghana Lucky Reddy. Amelia Landau. Catherine La Riviere. Rhiannon Last. Rory Lawless. Jasmine Lynn Lay. Lauren LeBeau. Carissa Lee. Jennifer Jingyi Lee. Kate Kyung-hyun Lee. Michelle Jae-won Lee. Sooahn Lee. Yerim Vicky Lee. Yoon-saw Lee. Alexandra Ann Lev.
Anna Hui Lee. Amy Lee. Joey Lee. Catherine Lee. Shinran Lee. Anj Lee. Michelle Mina Lim. Veronica Linan Martinez. Kate Liston. Virginia Little. Elena Liu. Xier Liu. Leanne Liu. Joelle Liu. Yiwei Liu. Victoria Amanda Llanos. Judah Vincent Lloyd. Sophie Logsdon. Jennifer Long. Yesenia Lopez. Sarai Lopez Hernandez. Trisha Sabrina Lopez. Emily Camila Lopez. Camille Laurie. Julia Lucy. Zoe Jane Vickery Lundgren. Maya Lou Hayda. Julia Grace Lupino. Minrei Ma. Grace Ma. Alana McKay Cow. Alana Mackey. Neha Malhoun. Sarah Kate Maniscalco. Catherine Mano. Magdalena Sofia Manrique. Lily Marinick. Maya Mo. Shirley Maximin. Mia Janae Maxwell. Mary Armstrong McDade. Natalie Ann McDermott. Yana McGovern. Ella McHugh. Evelyn McClear. Eva McNally. Emma Sophia Medrano. Sanika Ashish Merchant. Emmeline Merrill. Gabriella Meyerhoff. Annabelle Lane Myers. Catherine Mee. Cindy Sungbin Min. Zoe Mitchell. Ariana Mitsuoka. Asha Mohammed. Nimo Mahamud. Ariel Moncrief. Daniela Montez. Lucy Montgomery. Audrey Marie Moore. Sarah Moore. Jasmine Mossberger. Maria Mura Cabrera. Farida Mustafa. Arlie Moyo Ramirez. Flora Mukako. Ahona Mukherjee. Sonia Sandman Mulgund. Calebel Kong Mundi. Araceli Teresa Munoz. Morena Tavon Murphy. Juliana Johanna Mitko. Sophia Nachmanov. Hyunsu Nam. Vina Numbi. Alicia Naranjo Champion. Rohini Narayanan. Atalia J. Leasing Navarro. Muklisabanu Nimatova. Jifa Nepanthe. Tyler Townsend Neary. Anna Catherine Nesbitt. Camille Jaduo Newman. Emily Guang. Sylvia Andrea Nika. Alexis Michelle Nicolo. Cleo Elizabeth Nicolin. Alicia Sky Nitch. Moji Pimshanak Numamanusorn. Karima Frida Ntika. Annabelle Oba. Sarah Nabila O'Brien Ford. Lorette Oga. Gabriela Elise Oliveria. Chizitelu Chidira Onuara. Maria Yokochi Odal. Claire Eve Orris. Fanny Osorio Saldana. Karen Osuna Martinez. Sabrina Elizabeth Owens. Janavi Sabina Padala. Jusrin Kaur Padam. Constance Pagan Salazar. Scout Dylan Painter. Charlotte Lee Pan. Pauline Paranikis. Alexis Parker. Ashley Parlman. Valida Pau. Treya Marie Pember. Peyton Penny. Jade Ruth Perry. Ella Peterson. LaQuinn Petway. Isabella Jalise Pena. Lillian Phillips. Yen Hua. Isabel Knight Pearson. Angelina Liliana Christina Hilda Peel. Sarah Popkin. Sarah Podol. Leela Pacentia Powers. Janice Nana Afia Santuo Preco. Quinn Emma Crooksma. Tyler Puryear. Michelle Chin. Sophia Luofu Chin. Jaime Quintana. Luca Quintana. Natalia Quintana. Trisha Roman. Krishnapriya Rajaram. Rina Ramaraju. Emily Victoria Ramirez. Paula Ramos. Niall Morgan Rankin Watson. Cecilia Rao Lago. Samantha Renton. Izzy Toy Retke. Christina Rim.
Aaron Rivers. Alejandra Robayo Garson. Alejandra Guadalupe Rodriguez. Rebecca Rodriguez. Megan Rodriguez Hawkins. Paige Rebecca Rogers. Taye Sophia Rogers. Teddy Rollins. Emily Rosado. Nora Theola Rosario. Gabrielle Rose. Mila Rosenthal Vincenti. Lila Victoria Ruhi. Amelie Rowell. Jennifer Reese Ruppin. Indira Ruslanova. Jin Ryu. Hannah Saeed. Siana Salvatore. Ria Sama. Danielle Samuels. Sazma Nawal Sarwar. Aoi Celeste Sato. Erica Sauer. Harrison Rains Seeley. Shaya Siratham. Louisa Seprabam. Crystal Sengbi. Sanjana Shahane. Alicia Shariar. Fatima Shamim. Chenyun Elaine Shao. Julie Reina Sharma. Sana Sharma. Ann Shen. Julia Rose Sherman. Sophie Showberry. Eve Silvanus. Marcella Silvera Tapor. Idha Singh. Lauren Marie Scaleris. Ariel Antoinette Smith. Madison Smith. Catherine Fraser Sneed. Nicole Sobsky. Kelly Jingyeon Song. Sally Song. Arame Hattie Miriama So. Ella Serene Stanley. Marta Steinbeiser. Jenna Stevenson. Shanika Stewart. Marcella Viola Stones. Angela Strange. Alexis Simone Stahl. Rachel Suarez. Meredith Helen Swanson. Connie Tang. Michaela Ashley Tansel. Francis Tapia Obando. Malahim Tariq. Heidi Tarnaski. Alex Taylor. Mahili Araga Tefera. Clara Noel Bloomer Tessier. Riley Elizabeth Teofel. Rebecca Laurel Marino Thompson. Sophie Thorpe. Amy Tien. Kara Torres. Huelam Tran Perez. Tess McGuire Travers. Sophia Elizabeth Travis. Jacqueline Zapatka Tremblay. Serenity Wisdom Truth. Anya Saitlin. Anna Kelly Tutek. Elizabeth Britton Tweedy. Vivian Usabor. Samantha Gabriela Valdez. Nicole Jacqueline Valenti. Emily Christina Vanderzom. Bethany Vasquez. Estefania Vasquez Astillado. Isabella Monique Vasquez Valdez. Ayana Vasquez Ochoa. Fernanda Vega. Destiny Danae Villarreal. Elena Vona. Anna Alice Borhaven. Jin Wei Wei. Audrey Wong. Zhao Rei Jessie Wong. Yido Ada Wong. Yina Wong. Zipei Wong. Cameron R. Ward. Emily Washington. Kaya Marie Watson. Naomi Sue Weisner. Eleanor Margaret Wenners. Frances Rose Wesley. Anna E. Westwig. Ava Sky Wilcox. Alexandra Wills. Carrington Wilson. Caitlin Marie Windross. Onika Anderson Wolberg. Osani Adelaide Wright. Zixuan Wu. Zifei Julia Shi. Wei Peng Shu. Zifu Xu. Ziwen Zoe Yan. Ashley Heikyu Yang. Yutan Yang. Tenzin Youngchen. Alice Yao. Audrey Minghua Yip. Ashley Yu. Nisa Yon. Lauren Young. Amelia Yu. Arella Yun. Tina Yuen. Catherine Zaya. Samiha Zaman. Jali Jha. Alice Zhang. Amelia Xiong Zhang. Annie Zhang. Lena Zhang. Nina Zhang. Yija Kelly Zhang. Jaro Zhang. Sandy Zhang. Tina Zong. Anna Zhou. Amanda Zhu. Jackie Angela Zhu. Emily Zhu. Sophie Zhuang. Chantel Zuzi Leader.
Congratulations and best wishes to the class of 2025. We salute you. Will all please stand? It's our tradition, as you may, it's our tradition to close commencement with the singing of America the Beautiful, written by Catherine Lee Bates. Professor Bates was a member of the Wellesley class of 1880 and distinguished faculty member in the English department from 1885 to 1895. The song has been a feature of Wellesley commencement exercises since 1942. Heather Gager Rodriguez from the class of 2025 will lead us all in singing America the Beautiful. We're gonna sing verses 3, followed by verse 1.
Before we start, I'd like to call everyone's attention to verse 1, the second to last line, with brotherhood. I will be singing with siblinghood, for inclusivity for our campus and its students. Thank you. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with siblinghood, from sea to shining sea.
Thank you so much, Heather. That was beautiful. Please be seated, and I'll invite Dean Marquez to return to the podium to deliver the benediction.
Dear class of 2025, may you move into this next season of your journey, releasing fear and embracing hope. May the lessons of your ancestors, loved ones, and this community be a guide when you are unsure of what to do next. May you work towards a more just and peaceful world. May you live deeply rooted in kindness and gratitude. Go in peace with our blessings and our love. Amen.